All right, guys. Hey, what are we doing? Well, we're in the middle of the hay meadow and we are soil sampling. So we're driving around this hay meadow and we're pulling samples from 3 different spots. We basically get a spade's worth of dirt, a clean spade where you got the backside is smooth. We cut the grass off the top of it. We put it in, and now we're gonna mix these 3 samples together, and then we'll put them in a Ziploc bag, and we'll send these off to Texas A&M University, and they will provide us a soil analysis on how much lime, how much fertilizer we need. You just have to understand, because each pasture is different. And one thing we figured out was, even within this hay meadow, we had 3 different types of soil. Each sample was slightly different. So that's why we're taking them and mixing them together to get an overall representation. And then from here, we need a Ziploc bag, and we'll put our dirt inside the bag. Hello guys, Scott with Heritage Farms. All right, so we took the video this weekend of the soil test and just wanted to kind of show you what we're getting ready to do here. So hold on one second. Okay, so the one thing we did was we're using Texas A&M University to do the soil sample test. Those guys are phenomenal. So we followed their instructions, which was basically to put maybe close to a pint, a little bit more than a pint of soil. We put them in Ziploc bags. We took 4 samples, or maybe 3 samples per pasture that we wanted to have evaluated. We mixed those 3 samples together to get a average sample, if you will, for that pasture. And so this is what we did. We got the hay meadow, we got the pecan orchard, we got our telephone 1 middle pasture, we got the 40 acres we recently purchased, and then we have the main pasture at telephone 2, which is the big one. So we will include our form. Be sure to make a copy of it before you send it. You also got to put a check in there to pay for it. They basically charge $12 per sample, so it'll cost me $60 to know what the results are. But when you start talking lime, fertilizer, and everything, and seeds, you can waste several hundred, if not thousands of dollars and just have it wasted. It's better to know what you don't know and then come up with your plan of attack. So that's the plan here. We're gonna get this shipped off, and when we get the results back, we'll share those with you. More to follow, and as always, glory be to God. Hello. So here is the information we got back from Texas A&M University. This is where we sent our soil samples off and had the soil analyzed for each of the pastures. And you get a report back that looks something like this. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. But they talk about, you have a pasture ID, which you sent your sample in. They give you the grass is Bahia grass in that deal. And I'm hoping to get one cut of hay plus grazing is what the goal is. So one thing they give you here, this is what you call a CL. This is a critical line, and the dotted line is where they want the nutrients to be. So it's better to be on the right side of this line than the left side. So let's go through here and look at what we tested. So the first one at the top was pH. My results were 5. The critical line is a 5.8. The scale is like 0 to 14. You really want to be somewhere in the lines of a 7. So we are way off the critical line. So you can see they said it was strongly acid, which is not good at all. Then you come down here and you got a couple of others. The real important ones are the phosphorus. You can see we were way below the critical line. Come down here to your potassium, way below the critical line. So one thing they show you over here is they tell you what you need. I need 65 pounds per acre of nitrogen, 60 pounds of potash. You come over here, and what's the other one? Your phosphorus, and then your potassium. So if you look at your phosphorus, 60 pounds, potassium, 80 pounds per acre. So they give you a little breakdown of just everything that you need. So what you can do, you can take this to like Helena, which is the company we use to get our fertilizer, and you can give them this report and they will custom blend fertilizer to meet your application. So in our case, we have different needs for different pastures. So we're gonna have different types of fertilizer mixed for each pasture. Now one thing, the pH is really low at 5. Once again, I need to be at 5.8, and really you need to be at 7 to be at that critical line. So we're gonna try to get lime put out. It's just hard to get guys to do that, but we're working on it. All right, guys, so just thought I would share this to you. So we got our soil samples done. There's a saying, you don't know what you don't know. And if you guess at your fertilizer, and let's just say you go over there and you order something like 12, 12, 12, well, that may not work for you, man. You may need something a little bit more strong. So like one of the pastures that we fertilized that'll be coming up in a video was like 26, 13, 21, I think was the recommendation they had for us. So anyway, guys, if you have not done soil samples, highly, highly, highly recommend it. You grab your samples, you can send them off to Texas A&M. I think they charge you like $6 per sample. And man, the information you get back is so important. And it's important that after you fertilize and after you lime, you come back and do this again. With the cost of fertilizer, you don't want to put something out that you don't need, or you may be wasting money. So I just can't stress enough how important it is to do this. And this is pretty much what all your professional farmers and ranchers are doing, because you gotta have the data. I always stress you have to know your numbers. And guys, get your soil samples. It's the right thing to do. Hey, and as always, glory be to God. Hope you guys have a great week.